Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi, Elizabeth Nakakoni on sign language. Let's take a look at the top stories. Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi meets her Rwandan counterpart in Kigali. RDC and District Police Commander arrested over neglect of duty during elections. While controversy hits opposition party DC over leadership in the next election, and 6 countries to tussle for the under-14 circuit qualification. Hello once again, let's dig into it. The Vice President, Major Retired Jessica Alupo, was on site visit to assess the ongoing construction works on roads and bridges in Katakwi district. She was accompanied by the Minister of State for Works and Transport, Musa Echweru, engineers from the Ministry of Works and the district technical officers. Alupo noted that once the bridges are completed, they will enhance tread and boost social service delivery in the communities.
Welcome to Katakwi, and thank you for the work. The geographical vastness of my district. There is also the security angle. The engineer Bagonza has been with us along the roads bordering Karamoja. We have 7 sub-counties in Katakwi that border Karamoja. 7 sub-counties. So when you look into that angle, I'm sure you know that without security you cannot work on the road. And also that there are security roads in those 7 sub-counties, which need to be motorable all the time. Because if people can use that to come to Abaratakere, because the major one there is a market. Called Abaratakere on Thursday. Everybody from the other side want to come to that market. Then on the day of Achoa is when?
Saturday.
Achoa is Saturday. Everybody from this side also wants to go, which is good. That's building the economy. People want to do business, and that's what we're interested in even. People want to be economically empowered.
And also that road.
This road, people want to come to the cattle market on Friday. Cattle market on Friday. Then also people crossing to Achoa market on Saturday. That is the biggest thing.
Abarela Monday.
Abarlela.
Yes.
A market on Monday.
On Monday.
So those are the things. So dobo akira to na yareti ne abunte ngone jukute ngo president Museveni boloto bere jo anyunyo edara changol adoketa etna dola doketa edara changol edukio so bali malai to ngaluangi na kere do le dara cha di malai is president Museveni dodo ichaka ngulu aja sinen ngesilo basi baka iperiodini keda musugu ni engineers do educate nyo edaracha kesungula nyo tu alimwene nkesebe koto bera ngai ne rain keda teker yana macha mai ne ngoda paka ne rain keda letu baita zona chwa nyame so enare do de no so baka de nai kikakota ambe tekeri
Engineer Patrick. Substantially, I am a principal engineer, bridges. I'm also the acting assistant commissioner, bridges and drainage structures. In this occasion, I represent the engineer-in-chief, that is Engineer Samson Bagonza. I'd like to give a brief background to this project. Your Excellency, in February 2021, we received a notification from the district and from political leaders about this swamp crossing. That was February. The concerns were that we are losing a number of people in this place. Yes. And in response, Your Excellency, in April 2021, myself and Engineer Okulu walked from about 3 kilometers away from here through up to about 1 kilometer up here But because we're not certain of the area, we got one gentleman who accepted to walk us through. And Your Excellency, I can confirm that when we reached somewhere there, I think that's where the alignment was, that gentleman asked us to take a moment of silence in memory of the people that have passed on through the floods that have happened in this swamp crossing. And I can say that, Your Excellency, we got touched. The two of us got touched, and we said we need to make a report immediately and submit to our management for consideration. We prepared an estimate of about 20 billion. And what was in our minds is that we need to put a bridge, a standard bridge at this location, which is about 50 meters. And then we raised this embankment to about the height of our heads.
Actually, Your Excellency, this river is a very big porous between Katagui and the western part of Katagui. That is Amuri and Katagui.
What is the name of the river?
Geographically, in the history, in the geography, they call it Okere River.
What?
Okere. And you know, naturally, we are under Lake Kyoga Basin. Our Teso is depressed, Karamoja is raised, and all the waters from Karamoja flow to Kyoga Basin. That's why we are characterized by these swamps. And all these swamps require what? Bridges. And besides this river, we also have other swamps which require, ideally not a standard bridge, but at least some box culverts to drain the water, because we are suffering from flooding. Water crosses every road almost.
It is a blessing to have rivers and streams, but when it becomes a challenge.
Nekopeta itself. Go through this road, Olilim, Amendera, you go all the way up to Okoboy. You go then from Okoboy, instead of branching into Achoa, you continue up to Abim. You continue up to Abim. Then you detour a little bit just to come to Otuke from Abim now. They need to. When I go back, I want to send them back. They make that assessment and we start that as a priority. What that will mean? It will be easier for the forces from Olilim area to deploy a motorized patrol along all the way up to Abim. So we are very optimistic that this road, in 2 months' time, I will invite you. I will give you prior information.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister, Rhoda Ngonzi, has met with her counterpart of Rwanda, Rhoda Ngonzi, in the capital Kigali and discussed a number of bilateral issues. Ngonzi, who is in the neighboring country to attend the Women Deliver conference, met with Ngonzi at his office.
Ngonzi and the host were in a closed-door meeting where journalists were not allowed, but later briefed the media that they discussed a wide range of issues, including trade and bilateral relations. Ngonzi congratulated Rwanda for being selected as the first African country to host the Women Deliver conference.
Of course, I believe Rwanda was chosen because they have moved a step further than all these other African countries. This has never taken place in Africa. This is the first time. And for us, we say congratulations to Rwanda.
She says Rwanda has made strides in women emancipation.
Rwanda is a step forward because now, for example, you have 62% of women in parliament. That's a big step forward. Uganda is still 37%. And many other countries are even lower.
The Prime Minister also told journalists that Uganda is on the right track on women empowerment.
Oh, Uganda is also moving forward. As you can see, I'm a woman and I'm a Prime Minister. We have the Vice President, who is a woman. We have the Speaker of Parliament. The first Deputy Prime Minister is a woman. The third Deputy Prime Minister is a woman. We have 37% women in Parliament. We have 36% women in cabinet. We have 50-50 women who are permanent secretaries. We are moving forward.
Ngonzi is in Kigali at the invitation of the Rwandan Prime Minister to strengthen ties between the two sister countries. Ngonzi also extended an invitation to the Prime Minister of Rwanda to visit Uganda to experience the beauty of the Pearl of Africa.
Now, police have confirmed the death of 16 people following an accident involving a trailer registration number UAD 431Q and Toyota Hiace registration number UAM 3436V in Kagadi District. Police say the driver of the trailer failed to negotiate a corner at Nyaseke near Mozizi along Kagadi-Kenjajo Highway, ramming into the car.
On July 16, 2023, at about 8:30 p.m., a trailer traveling from South Sudan heading to Congo failed to negotiate a corner at Mozizi Kagadi-Kenjajo Road, ramming into a Toyota Hiace, killing 16 people on board and injuring 2 occupants on the trailer. Traffic police spokesperson told the media that investigations attribute the accident to overspeeding.
Driving beyond speed limits. 2, careless overtaking. Drivers who overtake where it's not necessary or where they are not supposed to overtake from, especially in corners, on hills, and much more so when there is too much traffic ahead of you.
Police are in the process of partnering with breakdown owners to tow vehicles that are mechanically unable to operate in order to minimize immobilized vehicles on the roadside.
Whenever you sight these vehicles, please kindly call the police to act immediately. In the meantime, as the owners are also trying hard to ensure that these vehicles are towed off from the roads. We have also, as traffic police, put emphasis on sensitizations. And we are doing massive sensitizations ranging from physical engagements. We are trying our best to engage communities to teach them or educate them on some of these road rules and regulations.
In a period from 9th July to 15th July 2023, 432 accidents were registered, resulting in 297 accidents claiming lives. 202 accidents resulted in injuries, while 133 accidents led to damage of automobiles. Accidents involved a total of 424 victims with 100 fatalities, including 29 motorcycle riders and 13 passengers. 40 pedestrians succumbed to injuries, while 324 individuals sustained injuries. Komagum Rogers and Ivan Kawa, UBC News.
Police have apprehended 5 suspects for instilling fear in communities through acts of terror in western Uganda. This comes after an attack on Mpondwe Lugiriha Secondary School. These are accused of dropping leaflets in isolated homesteads, threatening another possible attack.
5 suspects in the Rwenzori West region who are threatening the business community by distributing terror leaflets and using their phones to deceive and intimidate residents in Ntoroko, Bundibujo, Kasese and Kabarole.
And threatening them that there were a group of suspected ADF numbering 30 with 5 guns, and they were using Kiamara Forest, which borders Kabarole and the DRC.
The threats come in the wake of increased incidents in schools following the murder of 44 individuals in Nyabugando, Kasese district.
We are seeing an increase in hawks threats against the community, schools, businesses.
In another development, police flying squad and the UPDF have arrested 2 individuals and recovered 3 guns that were being used in robberies and murders in Maracha and Soroti.
Tracked down 2 suspects who formed part of the group that attacked Mawa Bosco.
Meanwhile, 2 officers operating a 999 patrol vehicle have been suspended for wrongfully impounding a motor vehicle from a garage without seeking clearance.
Where a motor vehicle Hiace drone registration number UBB 033Y was being packed, and credit officers from Platinum Finance Services based in Banda came and approached the officers and requested their help to go and impound the vehicle and attach it without a court order. Because the owner of the vehicle, called Charimpa Deo Gracias, had a debt, an unpaid debt with the Platinum Finance Services. So these officers left their duty and went and participated in a civil matter.
The police officer who was caught on video polluting a drainage channel with rubbish and aiding the process has been charged in court. Authorities are actively searching for his accomplices to hold them accountable for their actions.
So it's therefore regrettable that an officer who is supposed to better protect the environment was instead the one polluting it.
In a separate incident, the director of Samuel Kids Academy, Kakinzi Nagarama, has been apprehended for sexually assaulting 4 underage female students. He has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated defilement. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Meanwhile, the Forum for Democratic Change FDC party has resurrected plans to change party leadership. This comes in response to the damage caused by COVID-19 outbreak, which delayed the election process. Now, FDC leaders have criticized allegations that some of their party members are against the elections, whose plans are already in high gear. According to FDC, disciplinary action will be applied to anyone against the party policies. Let's take a look.
The Constitutional Forum for Democratic Change Party stipulates that the party should hold elections every after 5 years, but this arrangement was interfered with by COVID-19. On 12 May 2023, the chieftaincy of FDC Electoral Commission, Boniface Totebukabamwenda, released an election roadmap to kickstart activities for intern elections. However, following letters on the same, the National Executive Committee requested EC to adjust the roadmap and hold the village and parish elections on 21st to 23rd July 2023.
State elections for at least 1 month to try to resolve the underlying issues that might cause a split. The Executive Committee made the following resolutions.
Unfortunately, before the day came to pass, many letters were sent on the social media, confusing FDC members. Some calling for suspension, while others called members to come for elections on 17th July. The electoral processes will be implemented Friday 21st and 23rd, and up to the National Delegates Conference.
But this comes at a time when some of the party members, allegedly headed by party spokesperson Ibrahim Semojonganda, convened a consultative meeting opposing the election on grounds that the FDC party president said it will split the party.
Our internal elections, a huge opportunity to position ourselves once again, are being selfishly bungled. The party president, Engineer Patrick Amria, told us in one of the recent National Executive Committee meetings that we are headed for a split. It is this observation that made us think twice about rushing these elections. And we say a solution must be found before we plunge into these elections, where you are forewarned not by anyone else but the party president.
Thank you for proposing that the elections should not take place, but do you have any justification anyway? And in the first place, our constitution as FDC stipulates clearly that we should hold routine elections. Every supposed to be speaking for the party will be the one imputing bad motive upon the leaders, and the institution of the party is supposed to be speaking on behalf. For me, if I were him, I would just resign and do my other personal business.
Robert Centenary, the former Member of Parliament for Kasese municipality, alleges that Semujunganda has unearthed information to media relating to resolutions of National Executive Committee.
So it is unethical to go on the media and start discussing resolutions of NEC, resolutions that were taken in a boardroom. Once it makes resolutions, there is a structure and a system and a process through which those resolutions must be communicated to the public.
The electoral roadmap will be concluded by the National Delegates Conference due 23rd November. FDC head of EC wants members to allow his body to operate independently. I'm Nafka Farida and Stephen Kalisia in Najanankumbi.
Well, with that, we take a quick break. We return with more details.
Uganda waraji batusako manranenchi konatera tekobu seko season yakuna savu July kuma mal papas hall usasule kwa MTN mobile money usasule gumu chitundu MTN usasule nega komitano iga sistemu kagatano stamu enda munana hasha MTN ofune tiketi yokati wabula kumulyango usasule mitwale ebiri yepe mitwale 5 ate meza ya milioni 2 munana July Golden Hotel mkono mwenda July Nikan Resort Airways 15 July France Africa Jinja Abiri July Maria Flema Saka Abiri mwenda July Afro Club Eka Sangati ate yoyo noku yingi na mutualo wafujini Dramo Center Talent Africa Victoria University Suzu Property Consultants Pepsi Max Uganda Waraji
MTN.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
This is the University of Africa. On the streets, you get your real education. Here, everybody has a degree of something. But the most important qualification is imagination. His reason is to be the GOAT. The reason to imagine is to take the beat and make it lit. So no matter what your situation, just use your imagination.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for Ugandan businesses. Between 2017 and 2022, 40% of the 3,800 procurements worth $4.4 billion were awarded to 460 Ugandan companies. This includes 41 community-based companies that have been awarded contracts worth $2.3 million. In order to be contracted to supply goods and services for oil activities in Uganda, entities must register on the National Suppliers Database. Over 2,300 entities are registered on the National Suppliers Database. Registration is free. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates Pakaku ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Now, Buganda Road Court has allowed transferring to the High Court Criminal Division for review the case filed by Hassan Male Mabirizi against General Muhoozi Kainerugaba and 6 others for becoming a common nuisance and acting of scandalous conduct as a UPDF officer. This follows amendments made by Male Mabirizi in the case when adding more charges and accused persons on the charger sheet, although the case file was taken over by prosecution.
Following the alleged misconduct by the Presidential Advisor on Special Operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, as a UPDF officer, City lawyer Hassan Male Mabirizi filed a suit against him at City Hall Court in Kampala. The suit filed on 22nd November 2022. Male Mabirizi alleged that Kainerugaba addressed a political gathering at Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala without resigning from Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF, which contravened the Section 99 of the UPDF Act that prohibits serving military personnel from engaging in political activities. Although prosecution took over this file on 14th November 2023, Hassan Male Mabirizi made amendments adding suspects Balamba Lugahale Ateng, Andrew Mujenyi Mwanda, Mawanda Mike, Kabanda David, Nuwagire Mike, Lillian Abel, and Katunji Mike. Before Chief Magistrate Rhoda Ngonzi of Buganda Road Court, General Muhoozi's legal team led by Fred Mukasambide appeared to proceed with the case. It was, however, impossible following the amendments. In the absence of the complainant, Hassan Male Mabirizi, prosecution led by Joan Keko asked court to first take the file to High Court Criminal Division for review.
However, Your Worship, Section 50 of the Criminal Procedure Code Act, under Section 50 of the Criminal Procedure Code Act, the power is conferred upon the High Court to correct by way of revision, criminal revision, any error. We believe that an error was occasioned by receiving these documents.
This was not objected by Muhoozi's legal team.
The actions of amending a non-existent charge sheet or without powers to do so, Your Worship intends to administer the otherwise very busy leaders of the country and treating them to punitive and reckless bangaranga, Your Worship, and action, Your Worship, in exercise of jurisdiction that is illegal or materially irregular.
Magistrate Rhoda Ngonzi granted the application and set 2nd August 2023 for mention of the case.
I would have exercised my powers as Chief Magistrate under Section 221 of the MCA Magistrates Court Act to send this file to the High Court for revision. However, since the DPP has opted to file a substantive application for revision, it is fair and just that this court gives the DPP time to do so.
Fred Mukasambide told the media they will defend their clients.
But it is one of those cases referred to as majorly frolicsome and vexatious. They cannot see the light of the law beyond even one day when it appears.
The complainant Hassan Male Mabirizi after court also arrived at court. However, he was dissatisfied with the way court has handled this matter.
If DP wanted to charge them, we would have charged them. You see, under the Constitution and the Magistrates Court Act, DP has no monopoly to charge people. The private prosecutor can also come and charge people. URA charges people. IEG charges people. So do you think it is DP who supervises how IEG charges people? That a takeover only happens and only happens when court charges have been confirmed.
Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
And the International War Crimes Division has failed to rule whether the evidence presented by prosecution in the murder case of Major Chigundu and bodyguard is enough to have the 7 accused persons prosecuted. This follows lawyers for the 4 accused persons' delay to make submissions as directed by court during the last sitting.
Court has established
The accused persons in the murder of Major Muhammad Chigundu and his bodyguard Sergeant Stephen Mukasa include Yahaya Mwanje, Bruhani Baryejusa, Buyondo Muhammad, Abdul Wahab Sendegeya, Yusuf Nyanzi, and Ibrahim Semwanga appeared before Judge Richard Wawire Wejure of the International War Crimes Division Court in Kololo. Although prosecution had completed filing their evidence to base on in the hearing of this case, it was impossible for court to deliver its ruling, since the four accused persons had not filed their arguments.
Of course, our role as defense counsel is to put loopholes and or to show that there is not enough evidence. However, it is court to determine that there is evidence or there is no evidence. That is the ruling we are waiting for.
Judge Richard Wawire Wejure indicated 20th July 2023, the accused lawyers to file their submissions.
Our colleague representing A number 1 to A number 4, Friday, is indisposed or did not appear today. Court has given them some leeway until 20th of this month, 3 days from now, in order to file their submissions. At the same time, on the same day we appear for mention, to give us a ruling date.
The court also ordered the accused Yusuf Nyanzi to contact lawyer Geoffrey Tuliam Sima on the allegations that he no longer wants his representation.
Which I did not object. Why? Because it is his constitutional right to get any other lawyer he is interested in. However, I informed court that I had filed submissions and I've included him. Then court has advised him that he sits down, peruse through my submissions, and if he sees that there is something lacking, then he will be given a lawyer on state brief to peruse through the same.
The accused were remanded to Luzila Government Prison. Meanwhile, the same court, before Judge Alice Komuhanj Kauka, where 8 people accused in the murder of AIGP Andrew Felix Kawes and murder of his bodyguard, has scheduled tomorrow to deliver a ruling whether the accused Kasuja Shafiq should be removed from the case file. For 7 sittings now, the accused Kasuja has never appeared in court. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Bukedea Magistrates Court has remanded William Wilberforce Tukey, the Bukedea RDC, or Koto Patrick's, as District Police Commander, and Oluka Mohamud Gombolola, Internal Security Organization Officer, to Soroti Prison on charges of alleged neglect of duty and simple robbery. Investigations conducted by State House Anti-Corruption Unit led to the arrest of the trio.
William Wilberforce Tukey, aged 62, a resident of Station Village, Kachumbala Sub-County, Bukedea District, also the resident District Commissioner, Okoto Charles, aged 40, a resident of Bukedea Town Council, also Bukedea District Police Commander Andoluka Mahmoud, the Gombola Internal Security Organization GISO, a resident of Bukedea Town, who was arrested last week, have been remanded to Soroti Prison. The resident District Commissioner, William Wilberforce Tukey, and District Police Commander, ASP Okoto Charles, and others still at large, being members of District Security Committee on 6th June 2023, neglected duty, which according to investigations led to the election malpractice in the Bukedea by-elections. Meanwhile, Oluka Mahmoud, 59, the Gombola Internal Security Organization GISO, Malinga, Dan, and others still at large, on 6th June 2023 allegedly robbed Omagol David Stephen 9 million Ugandan shillings and his election nomination papers. Court, presided over by Bukedea Magistrate Julian Chimono, has remanded all the accused to Soroti Prison until 26th of July 2023, when they will appear for bail applications.
Accused are remanded to Soroti Prison, and as I said earlier, you should come back here on 26th of July 2023 for bail application.
And the Buganda Kingdom has advised government to prioritize people of Bunyoro to benefit more from oil revenue when Uganda starts to exploit oil that was discovered in the region. This message was delivered by the Buganda Katikiro, Charles Peter Maiga, who led the delegation to Bunyoro Kingdom and visiting visited some places where the oil pipeline is to pass. He was meeting with a delegation from Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom led by Omuhikwira of Bunyoro and Byakutaga at Bunyoro Kingdom headquarters in Hoima.
As Uganda prepares to commence the construction of oil pipeline from Hoima, Buganda Kingdom has sent delegation led by Katikiro Charles Peter Maiga to visit oil places in Hoima.
Must rejuvenate the swamps and the water bodies using oil money. If we did that, the next generations will be very grateful to us.
The Katikiro first interacted with the delegation from Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom led by Omuhikirwa Andrew Byakutaga. The Omuhikirwa of Bunyoro, Andrew Byakutaga, said since oil was discovered in the area of cultural taboos remain a hindrance.
There were a lot of mizizo, things which would restrain us from doing certain things. Actually, for instance, there are certain forests we will not enter at a certain time. There are certain hills you will not climb, and so on and so forth. But all these were meant to preserve our environment.
He applauded Katikiro for starting livelihood projects and pledged to collaborate with Buganda.
Really, you are an example that cultural institutions can progress, that they can contribute towards the development of the nation. We are very, very grateful to that. And so, as Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, we seek collaboration with Buganda, especially in areas where we see that you've done a lot. For instance, an improvement of many cultural aspects and development and preservation of the language, the Luganda language. We commend you for that.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, disagreed with some people that are against Uganda's decision of constructing the oil pipeline.
I've had lots of debates about whether or not Uganda should go into oil exploration, but it's a resource we have. It's endowed to us by God. And if other people are exploring it, I find the argument extremely disturbing for somebody to say we shouldn't explore a resource within our grounds. So we are here to render support to all those who are committed to the exploration of oil and gas in the country.
The Buganda delegation is currently in Albertine region for 3 days with Petroleum Authority of Uganda. Joseph Oko and Andrew Sebira, UBC.
The third Deputy Prime Minister Lukia Nakadama has urged the Buganda Prince Kassim Nachiwinge to ensure that divisions in Islam are brought under control. She says unity is power and the source of development.
Family of late Hajuma Chigozi of Banjo Bombo, Luwero district organized a special prayer also known as Dua to remember late Amina Nalumansi. During the prayers, various speakers emphasized unity, solidarity and self-development. The third Deputy Prime Minister Lukia Isanga Nakadama pointed out division among fellow Muslims and implored Buganda Prince Kassim Nachiwinge to unite Muslims in Uganda.
I call upon our leader, the grandfather of the Muslim community, Judge Buganda, Kassim Nachiwinge, to unite the Muslims in Uganda. Because when you stand as our grandfather in Islam, we can all follow you.
Nakadama further reminded Ugandans to always embrace the parish development model, AMIOGA programs.
Right now, we have the parish development model. We want to see that every person who is in that category of 39% gets 1 million. That is 100 million per parish. If we give 100 million per parish this year, next year it will be the same, the other year it will be the same. Somebody who has been using 200,000 and you give him or her 1 million, I know it is going to make a difference.
Prince Kassim Nachiwinge tipped youth to get involved in leadership positions, although he was unhappy with self-gratification instead of serving the people.
era mulize nnyo abaabalonda ki kyebabaagalako ki kyebabaagaza ate muleme kwekubako luziro.
He urged Muslims to embrace Islamic banking.
Yes, kirungi nnyo Islamic banking yazze. Yagimu ku makubo Bank of Uganda mutegera kwayo okulungi kweyagala okulaba nga akatale kabaamu ebintu bingi nnyo many products okubanga kadipendingibwa buli muntu asobola okufuna kyayagala.
Sheikh Abdul Nur Kakande of the Greater Mukono urged people to be careful about the increased land grabbing in the country. The ceremony was attended by members of parliament from the district of Luwelo. The family of the deceased, led by Haj Abi Walusimb, emphasized family union.
Prime Minister wa Uganda okuba nti asobodde okubeera wano ku mukolo n'ayogera ebigambo ebirungi ebizimba abantu ebikumakuma mu bantu.
Reporting for UBC, Rebecca Kenyena.
And in talking news, MTN has improved on their data voice bundles. You can now call across all networks for the same price. We've talked to several eyewitnesses on the ground, and this is what one of them had to say. Amos, did you hear about the MTN daily voice bundles? So, to join many more other Ugandans enjoying these MTN daily voice bundles, dial *100 *21# or use the My MTN app to start enjoying. Stay tuned for more offers from MTN.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Barra and Jinja.
Iwakato, this is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100 *1# and select Call All Networks.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
And on business news, Uganda Freight Forwarders Association, in partnership with International Federation of Freight Forwarders, will hold an international conference that seeks to bring together freight logistics from Africa and the Middle East. The event is slated for the 1st of August till the 3rd and will run under the theme Resilience, Adaptability and Diversity in Global Supply Chains.
The Freight and Logistics Conference will provide a platform for the sector players in Uganda to learn from experts in Africa, Middle East on how to build a more resilient, adaptable global supply chains in order to tackle emerging business trends.
As Uganda, we benefit in so many ways. One of them is that we shall be able to interact with the international community, and we shall be able to engage them, we shall be able to make synergies with them, we shall be able to learn from the experts, because this is an organization of experts that handle issues regarding transport and logistics.
The transport and logistics sector in the East African region is confronted with absence of a unified body for certifying the standard of goods.
Each of the EAC states has its standards. Ordinarily, these standards should be harmonized. But I think because of selfish or other reasons, the countries have continued to work independently. Because you recall, again at the Sudan border, what happened? They had now to bring in UNBS tests, and then the South Sudan also tests so that they can agree. You can't do business like that. So the other day we were meeting one of the officials from UNBS, and it was actually really the issue. So what they are doing now, they are trying to harmonize.
Therefore, government needs to develop better policies and regulations to drive the freight and logistics sector.
Laws, policies, and the regulations that will go with it. We already are hard pressed by infrastructure issues, which we all know are not quite there, but maybe air. But again, the cost by the time it gets where it's going. But there are also those ones that we can handle as fast as possible, like the policies, the regulations, and the laws.
The regulations don't allow a member state to close the border of another member state without consulting. The heads of state must agree. They must meet and agree that there is a reason for you to close this border. But if the president says, I've closed my border, what are you going to do?
Over 500 delegates are expected to attend, including the president of Theatre. Crispus Areneitwe, Marion Awori, UBC Business.
Now, on the international scene, Kenyan President William Ruto has said government of Kenya will not tolerate any more protests and has cautioned anyone intending to do so and causing chaos in the country.
Kenyan President William Ruto has warned opposition leader Raila Odinga against spearheading another round of protests as the move could attract serious government intervention. Odinga-led demonstrations returned on Wednesday last week with consequences to the economy as well as the protesters.
Last week, on Friday, 6 Kenyans lost their lives. I will not allow any other Kenyan to lose their life so that somebody can satisfy his political ambition. That is not going to happen.
Lives were lost, shops looted, road infrastructure vandalized, and vehicles set ablaze. The mayhem experienced in the capital Nairobi, Nyanza province and other areas paralyzed businesses and other social and economic activities. As the opposition leader and his supporters prepare for 3 days of protests from Wednesday 19th to 21st of this month, President William Ruto has issued a stern warning.
You came confused, Uhuru Kenyatta, Big Four, got lost. We ended up in BBI, we ended up in debt. Today, you are sponsoring anarchy with your sponsor and handshake brother so that you can enslave this country. I want to promise that you will not succeed again.
Although the organizers claim the demos are prompted by the high cost of living being experienced countrywide, the Kenya Kwanza government is skeptical.
How are you dealing with economic challenges to the ordinary mwananchi by stopping that mwananchi from going around their day-to-day hustles?
The opposition leader Raila Odinga has however vowed to lead the protests again. Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sematia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
The biggest, the baddest East African Christian Marathon is here. Come participate at the East African Christian Marathon for a prayer run on the 13th of August 2023 at the Lugogo Hockey Grounds. Come represent your family at the prayer run and run for a good cause to build the first call center, which will be East Africa's virtual listener. Come for the prayer run alongside your pastors, leaders, representatives from Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, South Sudan, and of course Uganda. Participate with Honorable Captain Mike Mukula, who is the chief runner and patron. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Make your donation for your kid now from 20,000, 30,000, and 100,000 Uganda shillings, because runs change the world. For more details, call 0781-885-055 or visit our website at www.eastafricachristianmarathon.org. Proudly sponsored by PKF, UBC, Venro Health, Aquafina, and Moving Preacher.
And now in sports, the Uganda Tennis Association with partners Kampala Club Limited and Jibo Water has launched the 6th edition of the East Africa 12 and Under Tennis Championships. The games will be played in Kampala starting on the 18th till the 22nd of July.
Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi and Seychelles are the 6 countries that will be fighting for the Under-14 circuit qualification at this year's East Africa 12 and Under Tennis Championship, to be hosted by Uganda at the Kampala Club Limited.
But ideally this tournament is meant to prepare all the children for the Under-14 circuit. So whoever graduates from this tournament here then qualifies to play at the Under-14 circuit, where they begin to look for Confederation of African Tennis ranking points. This tournament doesn't have any seeding. It only prepares the children. It is the ultimate of the junior tennis initiative. It prepares the children for competition now at a higher level. Out of the 12 teams that are present, 2 teams for girls and 2 teams for boys will be qualifying for the final event. So as we speak now, West Africa is holding theirs, North Africa is also holding theirs, so is South Africa and East Africa. And then the top 2 teams from the East African pools of boys and girls will qualify for the final event.
Uganda's coach is confident the team will progress to the next level as the players are excited at the opportunity.
Those are well prepared since most of them come from different academies in the country. Yes, most definitely. When compared to the talent that we have here in Uganda and the other East African countries, definitely we're looking to be at least the top 1 or top 2.
And I'm sure we are going to win, and we shall go to the other countries. We don't know yet.
The tournament will run from the 18th to the 22nd of July 2023 at the Kampala Club Limited. Games will start at 9 a.m. and end at 5 p.m. daily. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
And the role of sports in nation building has been exemplified during a friendly game between the MK Movement and Special Forces Command SFC. Let's take a look.
witnessed a historic football game between the MK Movement team against the Special Forces Command, SFC.
So today we have come back historically to launch the sports club of Educator in this place. It was intentional because our leader is very passionate about sports. His heart is in sports when he says it. Why? Sport is for the youth. 85% of Ugandans, men and women, are what? Youth. And you can only promote them through sports. As Baram gives them to our the young man has gone home to take food to his or her family. And that's how sport is. Now, one more thing, sport is a unifier. It's not about FDC, it's not about why we chose SFC, because it's an army for everyone, whether a noob or whatever, UPC, they keep security for all of us.
This marks the start of a series of sports activities that the MK Movement will fund to promote talent among the youth.
Jerome was, from day one, he told you he loves the youth and he wants anything that adds value and income and talent development as much as he can.
In the action, the SFC team defeated the MK Movement team by 4 goals to 2.
Team building event, bano aba SFC tukola nabo buli lunaku, babeera ne muzeeyi, ate babeera ne mukwano gwaffe afande, be banne basibamu. So it is good okubeera nga tetwetya. Kati guno omupiira gubadde gwa mugaso okuzimba relationship yaffe oba obumu muffe.
The MK Movement team is a brainchild of Genome Hozike in Rugaba with the intentions of enticing youth into sports.
So praying within us will limit our interaction with the general public. So I want to ask the two teams to extend our wings outside our confines in that we can spread the message of MK Movement, number one. Number two, we show how close MK Movement is with the people.
Members have allayed fears and confirmed that the MK Movement will indiscriminately dwell on all other sports disciplines, including Ludo and women's sports.
And Cycling Academy Uganda, in conjunction with Uganda Cycling Association, has set out on an environmental conservation mission in Western Uganda.
On the occasion of celebrating the World Cycling Day on 3rd June 2023, Cycling Academy Uganda promised to direct proceeds to environmental conservation. Western Uganda schools like Sesame Primary School, Kisoro Hill Primary School and Kabindi Primary School are the beneficiaries.
Why we have decided to do this, we want to show that cycling is very important to all means of transport and also in public. All nations should know that cycling is the best sport for promoting environment. We are doing this because we are trying to promote climate change. We are taking these trees in Western Uganda, Kisoro and Kabale, where we last May they had a lot of rain, but they did not have enough trees in the compound. So as the Cycling Academy Uganda, we partner with them. We decided to buy this tree, to organize the event, to raise fundraising, so that we can be able to take these trees, we plant them in the compound, they will study on them, they will also enjoy a good environment, and also they will get fruits from these trees.
Uganda Cycling Association President Amuonge Mahaba is impressed by the creativity of the Cycling Academy to address the key aspect of environmental conservation.
But the most important thing, most of the people, they are cutting trees. So when this academy comes to involve this program, going to school, not only I request you, start with the Western, go to Eastern, for the whole Uganda. And I call upon people to come and sponsor this program of Cycling Academy.
All schools will receive seedlings from this initiative that the two parties vow to use for the environment while preaching cycling.
And journalists from various media houses lost 5 goals in the tournaments organized by Davinet Forex Bureau to promote friendship. Ambassador of Uganda to Sudan, Dr. Rashid Yahya Semodu, appealed to government to cooperate with the people. The tournament was held in Chitende with the participation of police, border accountants and border riders, accountants and journalists.
Journalists from various media houses and organizers, the Davinet Forex Bureau, met at the finals, where journalists were beaten 5-1 goals, with 2 goals scored by the Ugandan ambassador to Sudan, Dr. Rashid Yahaya. The Ugandan ambassador to Sudan, Dr. Rashid Yahaya Semudu, was a player in the winning Davinet Forex Bureau. He urged government to engage the youth because it gives them hope.
Njagala okulaga bannayuganda nti ne bw'obeera ng'oli mukungu wa gavumenti ku ddala lyonna ly'oba oliko, tewali kikugaana kubeera nti ointeractinga n'abantu abayinza okulaba nti bo bali ku level ndala, kababenga bavuzi ba boda, kababenga balimi, kababenga bakola mirimu ki, naddala abavubuka. Tuba twagala nnyo okukumaakuma abavubuka n'okubateekamu essuubi.
General Manager Davinet Forex Bureau said they are also helping the homeless through their international fundraising activities.
Netusobola okukola emikono ginatugasa ate nga tetukomaawo tukwatiriramu ku bantu abali mu bwetaavu. Kati nga kuno games zetuzanya during the week tuzanya n'abantu b'okukyalo mu kuzanya omupiira obulamu bwaffe tubukuuma nga bwa muwendo n'okugezaako okusembera abantu ab'ebika ebyenjawulo. Tulabye nti tuzanye n'ambasada, tulinamu abakulu abava mu Prime Minister's Office.
Managing Director of the Hub Forex Bureau told UBC about the games.
Niche emizanyo kigatta abantu, omuzanyo gugatta abantu. Era leero yes tuzanye nammwe ne muzanya naffe, era kireeta enkolagana ennungi. Era ffe community yaffe twagala gaziwa nga welcoming people. Era ne Forex Bureau zaffe twagala tukibalaga nga ne bakasitoma baffe twagala baaniriza, tetusosola, tetukola ki, everyone is welcome.
The winner took 2 million shillings with a trophy, while the runner-up won 1 million Uganda shillings. Crispus Areneitwe, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. Elizabeth Nakakone on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi.